Good morning all. It's Thursday morning now. We are on farm at Nutson Farm at the moment, doing their maize harvest. This is the same farm that we've done silage videos for, and also done a video putting their maize in the ground. So we've seen this crop from start to finish as well. Will is currently behind me, as you can see there. I think there's 3 or 4 trailers on, I'm not entirely sure at the moment. And Tony is on the buck rake, as he usually is here. So we'll catch up with them chopping for a bit and show you what's going on, and we'll head in and see Tony as well. You can see one trailer loaded, making its way to the gate. We're on a 1 in, 1 out basis, so I'd say there are 3 tractors and trailers on. Charlie from BG Pierce's has just gone through, so we'll have 1 tractor just wait here till Charlie's back out the farm. It's only just over the road, and that should keep Will running pretty consistently, at least on these fields that are close. So, as ever at this time of year, things have started to get quite busy. So Andrew's out in the cultivator at the moment, and Dad's out on the drill. Harry has done a little bit of Roundup spraying this morning and is then going dung spreading. Everyone's looking to get that next crop in, so looking to spread dung, spread slurry. Ants out spreading as well, while we're still also obviously trying to harvest maize. And we do keep telling ourselves it is still only 25th of September, but it's yeah, there's always that risk of the weather. The weather plays ball. We're obviously ahead of the game, but you never know. But yeah, it's nice to be busy. It means some of our maize will be waiting, and occasionally we might be harvesting with a couple less trailers than we want, but we are getting as much done as possible and as many different jobs done as possible at the moment. So there's Charlie coming back into the field. And Andrew leaving, so yeah, 1 in, 1 out, 3 trailers on. There's around about 70 to 75 acres of maize here, I believe. And yeah, a certain acreage of that will be going back to grass. I don't think it's all going into grass, but I might be wrong. Will's just waiting for trailer to get next to him. At one point we've had 2 full trailers waiting in the field there. He'll be tapping his wrist and pushing him along. So Dad plans on being back on farm here tomorrow to be drilling, as Saturday looks like it could potentially be a little bit of a iffy day, a little bit dodgy. And then next week does at the moment look like it should be quite nice for us, to give us a chance to get plenty more done. So we'll just see Charlie tip up here. See Tony up on the pit, rolling in. Grass silage from earlier in the year is in the the pit one over. Then you have to come this way to get back out in front of that pile. So I've just been helping Ant disconnect some slurry pipe and move it down to a farm to so that he can help spread some of their slurry for them. In the meantime, Dad was loading his drill, so I came straight to the fields that he's aiming to drill next, and I've just had a look on Operations Centre, and he's just coming down the road towards these fields, so pretty good timing. Not sure which field he's going to go in first, so I'm just going to kind of make my way into the middle of the biggest one and wait for him to arrive. So here he is. You can see in these fields, we were in here the other day. Andrew's been up this morning in his 370 and the Tirano, and he's just picked up the worst bits of compaction. And yeah, from where we were, so this is the entrance in to the 4 fields, and then we obviously made tracks around the outside of them while we were doing our maize. So he's come in and lifted the worst of that before Dad comes in with the drill. Obviously, for those of you that have seen the drill work before, we don't need to cultivate the whole field because the drill does that itself. It uses the same legs that the Tirano has. So Andrew's just picked up the worst of it just to make sure that that's all done, and it's definitely pulls the compaction out. You can see here a slight wet spot just in the gateway, and that is actually remnants from last year when there was a wet spot there, and it remained the whole way through the maize growing. So hopefully now, with a bit of lifting, we've solved that issue. So we'll watch Dad go up and back a couple times as he puts the first of our winter wheat in. The variety going in here is Champion. This year we had a very good wheat harvest all round. To be honest, there wasn't really too much disappointment in terms of the varieties chosen. Nearly fell over then. And Champion featured quite heavily along with a few others, so we do have some Champion now going in again this year, along with some Beowulf and some Bamford, and some X-Days in that later slot as well. So this ground destined for a bit of Champion. We'll just watch Dad come back up, line himself up. This maize came off at the start of the week. We this morning came out and sprayed the field in behind here, as it was very weedy compared to the other 3. So we came and sprayed that off. We've also cultivated the compacted bits. So yeah, hopefully all going in well. get out and just have a little look, make sure it's doing what it needs to do. But that is our wheat drilling season started now. So Dad will be very busy for the next couple of weeks. If the weather plays ball, we'll look to get the majority of our wheat in the ground. Then we've obviously got some ground that's going to be post potatoes, so we are kind of at the will of when they're all out the ground as to when we can drill that wheat. But that'll be a bit later on. For the time being, we'll let Steve carry on. He's in his element. Nearly fell over again. Yeah, he's in his element at the moment. It's very busy, but works well under pressure. And yeah, from there I'm gonna go back and sort out some seed for him for the next block now, and deliver it up to the next block, because again, with road closures, it's making life a bit difficult just popping to and from the yard, as we've got to go a long way around. So I'm going to drop some seed to the next block so that he can carry on after this 40 or so acres and do the next 30. And then I think this evening I'll be jumping on a trailer, taking over from Josh as he has to leave. So watch this space. I might be back behind the wheel. So before me and Flynn join the maize trailers, we're just going to load up 5 bags of seed, drop them up to the field with the handler, and then I'll go and pick Flynn up and bring him back. We've started to make little dents. So I've just driven out to the next block, and Will finished it just as I got here. So we're just going to go a couple hundred meters back the road and start the last one, or do the odd field that's on its own from that block. It's one of the fields from the new block that we took on, but it was a field that didn't require any hedging, topping, any of that. But as you'll see from the next clip, we did not grow a very impressive crop of maize in there. But I promised that I would show the good and the bad. So I'll show you all what it's like. Let's just say, walking in it, I probably feel a bit better than some people because I'm not very tall. So it comes further up my body than the average man. But yeah, hip height, possibly. So this is the field in question. So far this year, we've been very happy with our maize crops. This is obviously not what we want to see. There are some, I see now that I'm in the field, there are some patches in here. It looks possibly like a bit of a wireworm problem in here, maybe. I'm not entirely sure what it might be down to. But yeah, not the best. We'll follow Will and Charlie around the field, although I don't imagine that one run around the field is going to fill Charlie's trailer in this crop. See, this part of the field is probably around 6 foot, but yeah, it's probably in the minority overall. Big areas in the middle of the field where it's hip height and a little bit patchy. So Will's obviously opening up the field, blowing over the top. Charlie from BG Pierce's is in a 215 with that Red Rock trailer. He swapped trailers out after the first day on to the Red Rock. You can see here it's Not the most positive of crops, unfortunately. So Charlie's headed off with his trailer. Tony's just getting filled up now. This part of the field here actually isn't the worst. I just stopped that video because I thought I might have been parked in the way, but I'm okay. Not that pretty in here, but got to be picked up along with the rest of it. Hopefully the block averages out a bit better than this field. Having walked it, I think it will do, thankfully. There's some quite impressive stuff down over. I'll head over there now, follow Tony and get my fill. Hopefully the rest of the field will go in the two of us and Flynn won't have to come back, but just waiting on that to see whereabouts he is on the road, and I'll catch up with you back at the silage pit. So I've just pulled on to the weighbridge. You can see roughly through the dirt on my windscreen that some maize has been tipped up there. We don't have a buck rake on at the moment purely because it was quite a long run and we didn't have many trailers. So we pulled Tony off of the buck rake, got him on a trailer, and we'll buck rake that away tomorrow. So yeah, just pulled on the weighbridge. Sign's telling me to weigh. So that is going to be close of play for today. So it turns out I lied about the buck rake, as Tony was always on his way back, which I didn't realise. So he's gonna, you can see the load I took from that field wasn't even a full load. Yeah, we only got 2.5 trailer loads off of it. So he is gonna push this away now, spend a bit of time rolling that in. He knows that no trailers are coming, so he can do what he pleases with these piles. He's he's just dropped his trailer back, and he'll have a little play around. Looks like he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 tips. We did tip quite a few in a line to start with. I obviously didn't get as far back as I thought I had in mind, but yeah, he is gonna pull a bit of a later one just after Dolly gets some water. So I've just got back to the office and realised that I've not recorded a little sign off, so that will be all for today's video. Dad's still out drilling actually. Andrew's out ploughing, and Harry has been out mowing grass. Before we pick some grass up tomorrow, we've got fresh grass plus grass silage to do tomorrow. So there's that to look forward to. Tony's just come back with a buck rake now. So yeah, we'll be all go in the morning, and yeah, some of the team is still out, so they are gonna burn the midnight oil, and I'm gonna head back to North Devon and try and get some sleep. Thanks for watching.